Well, here in the Antarctic, it's chilly. Outside's not so bad, but you know, in the Antarctic it's chilly. It's called the Antarctic because of all the ants, by the way. We'll start with the Daily Mail. Is this £600 cream really the elixir of youth, or just very fishy marketing? I would imagine the fishy marketing is the way to go with that one. But also, there are some that I know that produce creams that for a tub about about £10 thereabouts, that really seem to be the elixir of life. And you know what one of the ingredients is? CBD from the cannabis plant. The stuff that's lawful at the moment. It's always been lawful, but it's also legal as well. And you rub this cream and it seems to absorb into your skin and hydrates it, and it's supposed to be really good. I know someone that's tried it and they said it's spot on. So if you can find any of that stuff out there, go for it, because it's really, really good. Oxfam. Now the backlash. UK's biggest firms could axe donations. They should. Duke of Edinburgh's scheme threatens to remove teenagers from charity shops. Never gonna happen. 1,200 cancel monthly standing orders. Only 1,200. It should be everyone, and not just to these scum, because the rest of the charities are in exactly the same boat, doing exactly the same thing. And Mini Driver is first star to quit as ambassador. Well, they ain't been getting such a great time themselves, has they? But it's good that they're all pulling out. And no one should donate to charities. They are all rigged. Every single one rigged. Tempe, Daily Express. Britain on flood alert as storm sweeps in. Well, we'll just sweep it back out again. You really are my Valentine. Megan's look of puke. House prices soar by £1,000 a month. Utter fake news. Don't buy into it. They're getting ready to crash the whole system. That's what that shite's about. Oh, and speaking of shite, another pair of parasites down the bottom. Could Prince Charles miss out as head of the Commonwealth? Well, if everything was just, he would be missing out with his head totally. Star. Brits fight back on the beaches. First Hull flights to Tunisia since attack sold out. Right, so the absolutely decimated Sharm el Sheikh, which didn't have a terrorist attack. This place apparently did, but now this is okay. You can go there again. I see some dirty, slimy agenda going off here. Oh, and of course the obligatory semi-naked woman. That means the Sun probably won't have one. The Guardian. Former coach found guilty of sexually abusing youth footballers. You see, this paedophile malarkey, it's into everything and crosses every boundary. But every single one of them needs locking up. Every single one. From the Queen, Prince Charles, down to Cameron, Blair, Corbyn. Every single one that's involved in it. And they're all involved in it, and if you think they're not, you've just not been paying attention. The Times. Remainers risk betrayal of Britain over Brexit, warns Johnson. Oh my, it's more smoke and mirrors, because you know there's really going to be a Brexit. Not unless we come forward and say, you lot, do one. Get out of here. In fact, no, don't get out of here. Go to prison, go directly to prison right now, and take it ourselves and say EU, V for victory, VI, victory, independence. That's what that means, nothing else. If any of you thought anything else, then you've got a dirty mind. Oxfam aid worker had already been investigated. Belgium quit earlier role after Warzone sex claim. It's not just Oxfam, it's all of them, but I'm glad to see that they're going to go crashing down for the while anyway. Animal rights from the left. It's Labour's pet manifesto. This will be the same bunch of scum that voted to say that animals don't have feelings. Well, I tell you what, let's chuck you into a vat of boiling oil and see if you've got any feelings. Because I know for a fact that the animals have more feelings than you scumbags. And a picture of the parasite. Speaking of scum, the scum. Iraq racket costs you a packet. Well, there's something that most of us that has been awake for so long didn't realise in the first place. For a start, it was a scam done by the bankers to create more money for the bankers. Bwankers. Mod hit by abuse, lies, scam. Oh, abuse and scams in the Ministry of Defence. What a shock. Not really. Paddy's latest squeeze. And Bojo slams PM's EU call. Yeah. Smoke and mirrors. Look over here, not over there. And don't look at that, look at that. Aye. Johnson moves to squash Remain resurgence. Bull, smoke and shite mirrors. Attempts to derail Brexit would be disastrous mistake, Foreign Secretary was. This is a guy that's actually for remaining. Don't forget, never forget that. He was a Remainer, he's always a Remainer and will always be a Remainer. But he's pretending to be a Brexiteer because that makes him sound good. A Brexiteer. First of key cabinet speeches to call for unity on path to global Britain. Oh, it's global Britain now. Apparently Britain's a ball, not flat. Yeah, all the maps show it is flat. A Boris Brexit would mean Brexile, warns Union Chief. You know what? I couldn't give a shit. Exile from EU. Fantastic. You see how long they last. You see how long. If they'd only let us go. Then more propaganda on the right there. Empire 3. Commonwealth denies talks of succession. Well, unfortunately she needs locking up. Guilty football coach Bennell abused dozens of boys. Oh, and he's had his knighthood taken away. The front line of China's new Cold War by Kim Sengupta of Ishigaki Island, Japan. That's a mouthful. Animal rights. Labour pledges to make strides on welfare. Yep, that's the smell. Bob Geldof on saving Keats' legacy. That massive criminal that robbed millions upon millions from Live Aid. He should be in prison. Couples on how they met, how to flirt in the age of #MeToo. Well, you do what we did. You go to pubs and nightclubs, you chat with someone, you tell them a load of bullshit, make out that you're something you're not, you take them back, and then, you know, you see where it goes from there. Or they take you back, as it might be these days. I'm 19 and I got most of my sex education from YouTubers. Well, that's probably why you're so bad at it. The Daily Telegraph. Boris says EU laws intolerable after Brexit. Foreign Secretary draws red line in warning that Brussels influence could hit trade deals. Not if we do that. Followed by that. Horrified driver quits Oxfam over sex scandal. Yep, they're all bailing. Cool. Times tables tests back for primary school pupils. They should never have been removed. It was one of the first things you learned during maths as a kid, and it worked pretty well. Not this stupid mathematical formulas that you use these days that anyone of my age, 36, would go, what the hell are you doing? That's not how you do things. Cupid leads the way to a patter of tiny feet. Apparently we're having a bit of a baby boom, although why you would want to bring a kid into this reality at the moment, I don't know. I certainly wouldn't want to be doing it myself, unless you're offering, of course. China warns Britain not to stir up trouble. Well, we never pay any attention to that, and we always stir up trouble, so you're talking to the deaf there. Antibiotics fail in 5th of post-op infections. Colloidal silver doesn't fail on any. But, you know, we'll leave you taking the pharmaceuticals because you're that daft that you think you need to. Tax breaks could lure bankers to Europe. The only place bankers need to be is in prison. South Africa waits for Zuma to step down. And you'll be waiting a long time, because the one thing you learn about dictators is they don't step down. That's why the Queen is still in their position of utter disgust. Daily Mirror. Trauma, the 10 big questions. I have no idea what that's about, but it looks like a TV show, so it's a total distraction. Labour's new battle to end animal cruelty. Never gonna happen. Braying young Tories groped women at boozy bash. Arrogant yobs share top uni club linked to Rees-Mogg. Oh, they're boozy brats because they're linked to Rees-Mogg. But, you know, if it'd be Boris Johnson, it'd be, oh, Tories have a bash. These papers, they tell you the story they want you to believe. He was doing exactly the same, in exactly the same places when he was a scumbag there. FT. Martin Wolf, hurrah, fears has returned to the markets. So these are going, hooray, fear has returned. That thing that we use to control every population on the planet. Over a barrel. Price of oil falls as output soars. But price at the pumps keeps rising because it's a monopoly and we don't intend to give it up easily. ANC orders Zuma to step down and end weeks of political paralysis. They've got some names in the papers today. Ramaphosa ready to take South Africa helm. In other words, one dictator out, another dictator in. Push to end 9 years of scandal hit rule. Yeah, well, now start some more years of scandal hit rule. East-West split challenges traditional English divide. Just more of the divide and conquer they've been doing to the UK. No extra time for football's bonanza as Premier League TV rights price dives. Oh, maybe some of them overpriced windbags will actually have to get some normal wages. Oh no, because there's still morons that go in their droves to watch a bunch of twats kick a bag of air round a pitch or a bit of grass and go crazy when it goes into a certain area. Brain dead, brainwashed morons. Metro. A mare and a little pony and a ginger twat. Parasite. Meghan and Harry meet a tartan terror. First time buyers at 11-year high. Generation rent finally get front of the right. So this is more bullshit. Building up to the crash. They want you all on the ladder so that when the crash comes, you're all F-worded.